All right, good morning, everyone. Melissa here. How's everyone doing? Leave comments below on anything that you like, anything you don't like. Doesn't matter. Talk to me. I am somebody who is a very big communicator. So yesterday I went to a job interview at Dave and Buster's. Cool place. When I was in New Hampshire, I was hired from them. 72 hours I had lined up, not just with them, but with some other stuff going on, and then I had gotten sick. So, don't know if I got the job, but I'm like, oh, cool place, right? So the person gave us like a bunch of, like, gave me a bunch of free tokens, and then I said, is it too bold to also ask for some chicken wings, on the house? And he's like, no, not at all. So, really fun time yesterday. Make sure you have fun in your schedule, ladies. I was like, when is the last time I had fun? Like, what is the last thing I did besides my normal stuff that I enjoy anyways? Like, Christmas was great, watching a movie, little things. But I'm like, when's the last time you did something? And I'm like, oh, it was that motorcycle class. That's the last big thing I did for me. And I took a risk on it. I didn't have the money, didn't have it, but I'm like, I'm going to do it anyways. Sometimes it's okay to not have the money, guys, and be like, if I had money, what would my life look like? And then make it happen, figure it out. So, I already have work somewhere else. I had work last week and then she was sick. So I'm like, oh, great. So here goes this job again, right? So I had to get up on my feet again and again and again. And this is the way you walk, ladies. Every time something happens on a regular basis, you get back on your feet. So I was there yesterday. Um, so that is going to be my foundation. And then that will pay my bills. And then I'm like, okay, Melissa, do you want you want a second job, definitely for my savings. And then I'm like, do you want a third job or do you want to go to school? And I'm like, I want to go to school. I love to learn. So there's something else I want to start doing with my life, and it would be a very high paying job. And I've had all these dead end jobs, not much pay. You can still live on that, guys. You can if you're pretty frugal. Like, I don't really spend on stuff like besides, my social life of grabbing something to eat. I don't really like I don't spend money on like stuff. I'm not like a stuff person. So, I'm like, you can if you're frugal, live on very little. I have tons of videos on living on very little of, using resources in the community to make it, which I have done. Now I'm like, I think I want my time to go to a career. So I looked into some colleges and I'm like, okay, how can I make this happen? How can I get the scholarships to make it happen? So that is like my next endeavor, to get a career where I'm making, 80,000 plus, a year. And I'm like, Melissa, you can do this. You've just been busy being a wife. You've been busy having your kids, living a simple life, homeschooling, investing in yourself, start a business. I still, I've had to kind of wait until the year ended because I didn't make much, this year. I'm like, don't even get going until the year's over. So, I have that I gotta get going back on, but I'm like, college is, it's going to be the answer for me. More education, more skills, more, a real job, so to say. I've had dead end jobs for years, and usually the values are not really that great. Not that high paying jobs would have good values either. You really have to carry your values with you. So, so that's my next move. I'm like, just let this, you know, job, whatever you make out of it, it doesn't have to be a dead end job, but whatever you make out of it, let it be your paycheck, and then do what you want in life. So I am going for the high paying jobs now. I spent a lot of time giving my life to my family, And this channel, one of the questions they ask you in business is find out who you serve. Who is it that you serve? You can't always serve everyone. And yes, my nonprofit will go forward too, with helping moms and the homeless with resources. But I'm like, who is it that is your main person you serve? And it's been my family. Everything I've done with my jobs has been for my family. That is my main people I serve are moms who want families. That's what my calling in life is. But I'm like, you also know that you love to learn and you love business stuff and you love to invest in yourself. So now get a higher paying job, get a career so that you can make those things happen more. So that's kind of where I'm going next, guys. 2026. What are your goals for the year? What are you doing? Mine, I said, was I'm going to be really intentional about my finances. So, having a career and investing in myself for the next, what? I think if I put 2 or 3 years forward, I can probably have 20 years really good out of this. I mean, 20 good years, and then I can retire. So that's my plan. What are your plans for the year? Any job changes? Anything you're doing? Okay, thanks for joining me, guys.